So, I suppose it's true what they say. You never really know how much you love something until it's gone. It would be a grave disservice, for lack of a better phrase, to the ruling party's time of mourning, to imply that business within the castle carried on like it had before the crown prince was taken from the line of succession in an easy way of phrasing. Since parents watched their child get ripped from their grasp by the very embodiment of death that had become well hated by nigh all who knew of him, and there was nothing they could do about it. I suppose then that's why, after a couple of weeks of overthinking about the results of the tournament, this elaborate culling, it's one of the ruling party would probably associate it with, this elaborate royal noble culling of why and how and when it became possible to even potentially rig the results of an ancient artifact, of which not even its own creator, its own handler, could alter. I suppose that's when the king himself, finally decided to visit the room that his missing child once occupied most hours of just about every day when he could manage an excuse for it. Lucius, you walk down the hallway. It is quiet in a way that usually you would associate with your twins are doing something a bit stupid. A bit upsetting in the long run. A couple of times you used to ignore it of, well, we have a bunch of guards and servants. Surely someone will catch them, and then you would be wrong. It's almost a somber thought. The occasional servant.
I will.
Mhm.
I
Slightly,
will
yeah.
softly take this moment to mention as Lucius walks his vision. He is currently activating one of his rings.
Mm-hmm.
One of his rings is activated. He has Pass Without a Trace active. A spell he picked up and learned in a temporary sense to activate so that he can wander. And as he wanders, he is thinking back on what you mentioned, his twins, his children, his son, his daughter. And it is very common for grief-stricken parents and partners to see that which they lost. Physically there, but only they can see, interact, speak with. So he is walking down this path, but he is not alone.
I don't know if Yufi fully understands that that's a PTSD thing, but okay.
You're describing hallucinations.
Yeah.
That's fair. I'll fucking. He's not going. He going through it, dog. But he is essentially not walking down the hall alone. And I will rephrase. He is essentially watching memories of past days before, basically as his children aged. All the amount of times, all the times that he's walked down this hall, and there have been Layla saying, "Orlain started it," or Orlain from a distance going, "No."
No,
Anything, all
Orlain, no,
things.
no. Orlain would have been like, well, yeah, but not like that. I would have been better about it.
All the things that he has had to play neutral party for, be pulled from a meeting for, all the things that he has been a father for. All the times he has gotten to take off the mask. To not be the hard ass that everyone knows him as, the strict parent who took over the teachings of his children personally as his expectation, him setting the bar was never questioned. Though it was by many, never for long. Not in their eyes, not when they could see, not when everyone knew they could see, even when they thought they were being quiet. The mask was on. Going through this hall, he does not have it on as he is not being seen. And he is making his way closer and closer to the door. Every step a memory. Thinking.
The occasional servant that walks past, though you have passed without a trace up, bows respectfully, as otherwise it would be a disservice to you. And you pass by them, they respectfully, they don't stop you from moving past. It is just a gesture of who you are. And you know some of the higher court officials who were supposed to be here if anything had gone wrong or not here. So it's far too quiet, I think, for a particular wizard's liking. It's odd. I don't think for the past 2-ish weeks either of them had gotten this close to the room that was purposefully put somewhere else at said son's behest. Usually it's in the royal wing. He still has his over there. But he insisted to be closer to where he could overlook the rest of the area of the kingdom he likes the best. Set up so perfectly. And it's empty. Made for him, and he's not there.
He stands in front of this door for an ungodly amount of time. All of his thoughts are racing. This is my son. He was clever. He was a prodigy. He was everything any teacher or any royal could ask for. He was going to be in first. Yet he is not. Yet he wasn't. Clever boy, clever, clever boy. My clever boy. And he takes a step closer, putting a hand on the door. Too clever for many. But too obvious for so few. He opens it and walks in. Closing the door behind him. Gentle, calm, trying to be... The best I can describe this without being horrible is he's trying to keep it as intact as physically possible.
In a completely horrible sense, motherfucker. It is exactly the way Orlain left it last. There are still markings and scribblings on the blackboard near the window. Nothing particularly mathematical. He was never a bookish sort like you were and are. He was all about arts and crafts, theater. He never admitted it. But there are certain things that you recall of your youth going to the local theaters. Of course. It might as well be genetic. There are strewn about fabrics, some excess that wouldn't have been able to be put on anything without clashing heavily, a pincushion that's on its side, a hattery in the middle of the table that is beat to hell because he could never figure out how to make a hat properly. But there's scraps of fabric across the mannequin next to the board, and some of it's still pinned up, so some of it's drooped a bit. There's countless designs. Things he wanted to make for Layla, which obviously had some of her notes in a different color. His is always pink. Hers is always blue. there's arguments back and forth. Clearly, some of them smudged out with Orlain having a comment that you weren't here for, and then written over with something else. Siblings arguing. It happens all the time. All you can tell is that the last thing he was working on was a ball gown for Layla. They couldn't agree on something.
Arguing. Always arguing. Always fighting. Always butting heads. Talk to me, clever boy. Talk to me. What did you find? What did you do?
I think Lucius is well aware, having been multiple times the reason behind Orlain's malicious compliance. Of finding the loophole and doing everything else so perfectly no one notices. A certain ranch comes to mind that a Drakarian they know is watching over now. Thinking that, well, he's a child. He'll eventually lose the idea. And I think Lucius recalls the snickering of his wife and asking if that's the same thing he did when he was a kid, from what she's been told. I believe it's that recollection, brief, but he's always so compliant in a way that is vicious and venomous, with a smile on his face that draws your eye towards. To call it an alchemist's table would be a disgrace to most alchemists. It's mostly just him trying to make a tincture off and on. There are some scratches and notes and drawers tucked away. None of them are locked. Some of them are half pulled open. Empty bottles and vials and a distillery. He hasn't touched this in a while. The film of dust is too much. But some of the things are slightly moved, though still slightly dusty. Some of these things look like they could have been the start of a lesser potion. But then he got bored, like always. Too much thought involved. He's busy.
He keeps an eye out on the table, examining every inch of it. There is nothing a part of this table that he is not committing to memory. Everything that can and will speak out to him, he listens. He reads into it. He makes thoughts. He makes assumptions. He makes spark notes in his mind. Every aspect of him that is wizardly is being pushed to exhaustion to try and figure out, retrace his boy's last steps. And the thought of them being his last steps is the only thing that causes him to sort of, from a leaning position onto the table, pull away.
There's a moment, I think, where Lucius has to recollect himself. The concept of these being the last things his son did before being put into the cycle is a little jarring.
What? If you were martyred, you would have been smarter about it. You wouldn't have gotten last. You would have gotten highest of last, not dead last. What are you doing? You know this. You know this. What are you doing? What were you planning?
Is Lucius paying attention to his peripheral? Or hearing anything?
No, he's the type to lose himself whenever he believes that no one will bother him, and he believes God help you if you open the room to the now late prince's room and find the king who is among the ones that put the order of like, don't mess with the room. In it, yeah, no, he's fully, his ears are down. They're twitching, flopping about, they're expressing everything he's mumbling to himself. So no, he is not paying attention to anything at the moment. He is asking Orlain, what the fuck?
His clever but not too intelligent son.
This clever boy.
Out of all of the senses that he relies on, which do you think Lucius would notice first?
Sound.
This room is quiet. It takes Lucius a second, standing in the middle of the room, mumbling to himself for a good few minutes as he realizes he is the only sound in this room. That shouldn't be the case. He's pretty sure his son asked for a very specific type of model of grandfather clock to put near the window, and as he put it when he was younger. Cinematography.
He looks around and he sees the grandfather clock, I imagine.
Yeah, it was explicitly made with a type of wood that's easy to paint and varnish. It is mahogany painted pink, more or less.
He gets up into the clock and stares at it. Stares at the hand specifically, waiting to see the clock hands move and the noise that should accompany their movement.
Silent. It's stuck. The time it's reading is a random time, sometime after supper. You don't fully recall why this is happening now. You're pretty sure it was still working when he was here.
Oh, you clever boy, what have you done? He does not go to fix the clock just yet. He thinks for a moment. No. No. You wouldn't. You're clever, but you would not do that. No, it is a faulty clock. I will fix it in a moment. It is simply a faulty clock. He would not. I will say, if we are doing the mana change, correct? Yes, we're doing that.
That's up to you, DM.
I would like to say that we are, yes.
Cool.
The rings are starting to glow a little bit more in an attempt to calm himself, but by all of them activating, he is beginning to present the mana, his personal signature. Frozen fireworks of reds, orange, and yellows. This blazing sun streaks around him that are darkening with each time he steps away from the clock and not hearing it fix. Mumbling, no, you wouldn't. And he holds out a hand, snaps, and is going to attempt to cast Prestidigitation on the clock. See if it can fix it.
That would be a mending thing, dear DM.
Ah, my bad. Thank you.
Prestidigitation cleans, mending mends.
For some reason, I always get it confused that they do the same fucking thing.
It happens. They're both cantrips, anyway.
Yeah, so he'll cast mending.
Lucius,
Yes.
nothing happens. It is not broken. It is set that way.
He walks back to the clock and opens it. It is a grandfather clock. There are hanging parts that click, that turn, gears that are set.
Mhm.
You can open the base and the actual clock face itself.
I know.
He opens the base first.
There's a piece missing that makes the ticking sound, that makes it swing, that makes the other hands move. It doesn't seem like anything else was altered or moved, just that specific, important, tiny piece of the mechanics is gone. You have not seen it yet.
He sort of mumbles a bit more. Without one piece, it is not complete.
Does Lucius look at the time again?
He does.
Does he just look at the hour and minute, or does he take into account seconds as well?
Takes into account seconds as well.
It takes a second. It's been a few weeks since wanting to recall the last day with him. But he does. And this time that's presented, you knew it was after supper. It usually always is. Even on late nights, this is about 30 minutes after. And it clicks. This is the exact, down to second time that the sun set. On the last day they had supper together. It's a little too intentional. It's an odd feeling.
He knows where to go. It's all a gut feeling from here, but he knows where to go. He would have seen a piece like that lying about, even if it was behind one of these. He would have. I imagine it would not have been behind over here.
As far as Lucius has seen so far, nowhere that he's looked. You said he's not paying attention, so he wouldn't be able to rely on his sight unless he's right next to it.
He turns and walks away from it, and he will take a moment. He'll move to the windows first. Check all the tables by the windows.
You step
He is now
over.
relying on his sight.
You step over to the window next to the room piano, as they're called, a singular, non-grand piano. All royals, all nobles, are required to learn one classical instrument, at least somewhat decently. Orlain decided to gaslight everybody as per usual, and learn just enough about whatever he picked up to be able to play it just incorrectly enough to make them wonder if he's doing it on purpose or he genuinely doesn't know enough. And the piano, the lid over the keys is still up. It's some of the pedals underneath are worn down. Stools pushed out. You recall vaguely the sound of a piano being played from his room, though you kind of brushed it off that day. You're not sure if it would have helped you to entertain it that day either, knowing your son. It might have not changed anything to begin with, but you wonder if that might have been something to look at. And you're passing by the table as you're looking around it. The light's still on. Most of the lights in the room still are because they're connected to the system, magical or electrical or otherwise. None of you have had the heart to turn off the lights in the room. But this isn't connected to the lights. It is on its own. It is still on. You're pretty sure it wasn't turned off, so you're not sure how it's still on. The simple magical candle. You assume a continuous flame. It's an odd choice of a spell. But knowing your son, he had a reason. You look to the item at the side. It's a book you don't recognize him having. It's simple and bound in leather, sort of like a journal. It's simple enough that among all of his other extravagant books and journals and historical tomes and a few grimoires that you let him think he stole from you. This is a little odd. If it was with the other books, you would have overlooked it. But it's not. By itself, next to a window, next to a piano. Next to a window that rarely ever got opened and a piano that rarely ever got played.
He is taking his time as he reaches and then slides his fingers across the book, essentially. He does not take long to open it and bring it close to him as if he needs to hide its contents.
Question for Adara.
Hmm.
Do you think she's noticed that her goddamn husband has wandered again?
I have bad news.
Bad news?
I have bad news.
Yeah?
I've been sitting here and I've been mulling and I've been thinking about what Adara is doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it will result in a little paragraph tangent.
Alright.
Is that, do you want her to show up now and have me explain what I think has been happening?
By all means. I mean, Lucius has been fucking soliloquying emotionally over here.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna end well, is the thing.
Go ahead.
The night before the tournament. How many days has it been? If any?
Not more than 2.5 weeks. So anytime between 2 and 2.5.
All right, that makes this even worse.
Yep.
The night for the tournament was the last night since that Adara and Lucius slept in the same bed. She has been seen walking around the castle in the closest the staff could describe as mourning clothes, without them officially being recognized as such, because it would seem indecent and unsupportive of what has happened. She has busied herself to an extent where I don't think Lucius and her have had a proper conversation. I can't say Lucius would enjoy it to the degree where I think after the first week he stopped eating meals with her because it is just heavy between the two of them. There are two people who she has had a conversation with longer than 5 minutes that has not been about business, and that is of the resident Dracarian and of her daughter. So Lucius being in this room murmuring to himself, it is merely by chance that Adara has made her way down the hallway, loud enough to hear it. And I don't think she's going to consider opening the door, but is lingering. And she's not trying to hide it in any capacity. I think Lucius would be able to catch on if he wasn't so absorbed in what's happening in the room.
A fun little thing for Adara, then. I think it doesn't help much that with the first few conversations with Layla, there was something bothering her, as if she knew something that might have helped stop this, or something. The first time she was questioned, she just shook her head. Just might just be having an anxious day. It's been rough. The second time,
Adara has not inquired at all.
Not at all?
Not at all.
All right. Lucius, then.
Yes.
Is he still absorbed in what he's noticed? A little bit of an oddity in his son's room 2 weeks after leaving in the cycle. Too
Yes.
absorbed to notice that the sound of what he knows for a fact is his wife's footsteps outside.
I'm going to be honest, if this is the book I'm thinking that it is, he doesn't get past the first page before there is the closest to a... Lucius has never been a very loud man. I will say that up front.
If it's not past the first page, unfortunately, I do know what he has read that makes him that mad. And it's not any of what is actually in the contents of the book itself. It's an apology letter.
You go ahead. Yes. For the first time in all of, I will say, the castle's staff, not the only person who would have heard this rage or this loud expression before would be Adara. As Lucius, from within the room, screams, "Titans be damned!" And quickly there is a silence that follows. Too quick of a, there should be more to that echo, but no, a spell had to be used to stop it.
Does Adara do anything?
She very quietly opens the door, and I think is just posted up in the door frame.
She finds Lucius holding a book like it is burning his hands, not even past the table of contents, more or less. And he is screaming in a bubble of silence, having fallen to his knees. He is sobbing. He is slamming a quiet fist against the ground over and over again, hugging this open book to his chest, speaking words that anyone else would not be able to hear, but I imagine Adara could understand what he's saying simply by reading his lips.
Does she? Is she aware enough to pay attention right now?
I would say so. Yeah.
Lucius is repeating the simple phrase, why? And then asking more detailed. Why? Why didn't you come to us? Why didn't you come to your sister? Why didn't you bring this up? Why didn't you...
Why didn't you?
Why did this have to be the answer, the option, the only solution? Why, Orlain? Why didn't we catch it? Why didn't I? Why did I not see my clever boy? Why did I not notice my darling son dimming? Why did I not see this? Why did I miss it? And I will say, Lucius's knuckles are giving far before the floor is. He is not physically strong. Dexterous? Yes. Good with a blade? Yes. Physically, he is a wet noodle, and he is slamming himself against a knife.
Against the floor.
Yeah.
You said a different word, Yufi.
I did. Fuck. He is slamming his fist against the floor to the point of, at this point, this is not an outburst. This is a horrible thing of, can only call it recompense, to take fault, making himself suffer for fault of not catching what he is reading.
That's a big word for Elmo.
Yes, it is.
How is Adara reacting to this? Reading those words on her husband's lips. In silence.
Stone fucking cold. She just waits. There's no point in interrupting.
Lucius.
Yes.
I think it's a little while longer before any understanding of present day. Awareness of the time, the day, the hour, the weather. You know, you've... much like your son. The world kind of reacts to you. Being a wizard, a caster does that. Especially of your caliber. Especially of his, when he was getting there. He was a lot like you. In every terrible, wonderful way. I think it's another few minutes of recompense, as you called it. Trying to make up for what you believe is a failing of yours. Before there's this burning numbness, like putting dry ice on bare skin. And it's only then that you realize the door had opened at all. And it's been a while. You've gotten blood on your son's bedroom floor.
He stares at it for a moment before turning his vision to Adara, his wife, mother of his children. One of the only people in existence who understand genuinely how much this hurts. And with a wave of his hand, he'll drop the silence spell. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, my queen.
She shakes her head. It's clearly
Adara.
not.
Yes. I apologize. I seem to have lost the time.
Is that all you're saying?
I have found an apology note from Orlain.
Okay.
I do not know what else would be in there. I plan to investigate. And he moves quietly, solemnly, but directly to her. Standing before her, he offers out the book, if you would like to read it.
Lucius?
His voice cracks instantly. Yes, yes.
You are smarter than me.
I am.
But in this moment, I fear I am wiser.
You always are.
Do you think anything in this room make me feel better about what's happened?
No,
Exactly.
no.
I knew that if there was anything to find, it would do nothing for our son. If he wanted me to read that apology, he could have left the letter somewhere he knew I'd look. That's for you.
He tightens the grip on the book. Yes, He would have. It is. Adara,
Lucius,
I need your help.
okay.
I need to calm down. I don't remember how.
What time is it, DM?
Should I be mean, considering the
Yeah.
context?
Yeah. Hmm.
Adara is more aware of it than she thinks she's consciously. Or maybe she's fully aware of it in a painful way. It's around supper time.
I'll send someone to come clean up just the floor. They won't touch anything else. And then you will go clean up. And then we will eat. And you will actually make eye contact with your daughter.
Of course. He runs a hand through his hair. The reason his hair is always so slicked back is not because it is pulled back, it is because a tick this man has is to every stressful moment is there can be nothing blocking my vision. I need to pull back everything. And he is pulling his hair back and keeps it held back. I need to. I have been. Adara.
Lucius.
If I may borrow your advice.
You intend to give it back?
Depending on your reply, yes.
Okay.
Orlain would not have fallen to this easily. This mindset. He would not have fallen to this mindset by himself without signs that you or I could have caught. Yes?
She has her tongue in her cheek. She wants to say something, but wants Lucius to make his point first.
If someone is at fault for this, if somebody or something led to this, he is hesitating on this last bit because this is Adara. No role or no anything would be needed for this. Nothing at all would be needed. This is a flashback of sorts. A version of Lucius returning that has not been seen since they were very young. The impulsive, what I care about has been hurt, damaged, or done, or something has happened to it. While I have been present, I want to rampage. I want to sear the earth to stone. I want to let loose. And he holds that face for a long time. I should let them. As king, I should find an alternative than what I want to do. Should I not?
What would the point be?
I do not know.
To make you feel better?
Possibly.
If there is anyone who is at fault, if there is anyone to blame, can't say there's much we could do. If it's someone lesser, mm, I say that as kindly as I can. If it's someone lesser, perhaps, but what do you think I've been doing? I am not careful. I've worked very hard to be. I'm looking where I can. I'm doing what I can. And if there's anything internal I can do, then I will. But I can't go around executing people because my son wanted to die. if I want to go around blaming people, I have to understand that Orlain is at fault for what he's done to himself, and I have to forgive him for that. And I do, most of the way. I will exhaust my options before I do anything drastic. And that's where you are.
I will keep your advice.
Okay.
I will pull every string I can to find him. I will yank cords out if I must, but I will show restraint. He moves past in the same motion to move past her, he stops beside her. How have you been sleeping?
Poorly.
I see.
And you.
I haven't. Whatever rest I get does not last long. So much of me wants. Go ahead.
No, you're good. No.
He speaks and sort of begins to reach for her hand. So much of me wants to. He will look around as he does stop reaching for her hand and basically sees if there's any servants wandering the halls at this very moment.
No, no one comes by here. This is all you two, baby girl. They're being
Part of
respectful.
me. Good. He clears his throat. A part of me is screaming that I should go in after him. But it is the same part of me that wants to tear this world asunder, and that pink-haired bastard with it. But I can't. I want to, but I can't. I would not. I will not leave others to harm our home, the kingdom. I pray I am doing the right thing. And he's going to try to actually reach for Adara's hand.
What I was going to say before he kept on speaking is that she does not move to embrace him. Her arms are firmly crossed on her, like just on her chest. I went to go cross my arms and I forgot how big my boobs are, and I'm trying to think about if Adara's boobs are so big that they get in the way to this degree.
I mean, considering the gender fluidity of her goddamn son, maybe. Let's be real.
Big titty disease that runs in the family. He got this from me.
Fucking inverted Pixar mom, motherfucker.
What the fuck?
Oh no. The dumpy is present as well. Do not.
The best of both worlds.
Guys.
We needed a moment, man. We're over here in there's no word for a parent whose child has died energy, okay?
Yeah. I'm actually crying.
Yeah. I'm not gonna make it any better. Because there's a part that I wanted to do. But go ahead.
We'll get there. She arms crossed. She sort of looks at his hand as it moves towards her and looks back at his face. And she takes a moment and very quietly and slowly moves closer to him and presses a kiss to his cheekbone.
He's crying again.
The over-emotional dad that gave it to his damn son.
Go wash your face. And she walks away.
Zoom.
Yeah, she's gone. Sorry. She'll put it right there. And now she slowly.
Lucius.
What do you have, Mera?
Lucius.
Yes.
As your wife, yes, your queen, yes, the mother of your children, your wife walks off with a silent reassurance of something your brain's not fully comprehending of what it is, other than a reassurance. She always is wiser than you, and that includes with somehow, despite how she is, lovingly Zag, she's always been more emotionally intuitive than you. You're emotionally reactive, but she's intuitive.
He is the smartest man in the room, and she is so much wiser than him.
Mm-hmm.
She is the one. She's the one that's just like, hey, no, not right now.
Mm-hmm. But you're standing there for a second. Your hand is still slightly bloodied. It's not bleeding. It's, if anybody's gone to a rage room or, for Yufi's sake, hit a wall enough times, your hand is bloody, but aside from the thing you're hitting, it doesn't really bleed. Not unless you actually break something.
It's just the repeated smashing that makes it worse.
Yes. And he
droplets.
I think he stares at his hands first. Specifically the one that he was trying to pay recompense with.
Nope, he is still staring exactly where Adara is moving away even after she's gone. His eyes stay on her.
Alright. You're still holding the journal, correct?
Yes.
You're trying not to think about it, but it's the curse of being a genius, I suppose. You think too much. There's reasons why geniuses in real life often turn to something harder than the norm. Make them stop thinking. You wait until she's fully out of view. Turns a corner, heads to where the dining hall is, or at least to go get your daughter, who has been respectful. She's not handling it any better, but she's aware that sometimes it's a little worse for others. You will see them eventually, but you're standing there and waiting, and it's quiet again. And you're just thinking on the first paragraph of this apology letter that is the first page of a far too thick tome of a journal, as if a weight on the scales for lack of a better phrasing. And you think about it, the simple, you could hear him writing it, saying it as he's putting it down. He always did have to talk before he had anything written down. Just like you when you were younger. You just recall the first sentence and you already want to flinch away from the feeling it gives. I suppose I should apologize, though I wouldn't change it, I think. This decision I've made. I think I need to. Don't know why, but can't really say it's not me being depressed. We've already had that talk. It's just that I haven't been able to find the words. And I think I finally found them. If you're reading this, I think I succeeded. And I'm sorry that I did. Does he try to recall the rest of the letter? The first page?
Yes.
Without, I assume he's still emotionally in the trenches, but that is how it is.
I will make it worse.
Mhm.
He cannot forget the first page.
The second paragraph begins, and it's, I can still hear the way he would say it to you, if he had at all. He had said it to anybody but himself in an empty room. I've always been known for my wit. My, what did Jackie say? Malicious compliance. Following the rules in such a way that it upsets people. And that's what I'm doing here. Following the rules. Much to my own detriment. And I'm sorry I didn't, I guess, weaponize my connections. The way that you and Mom would in this situation. Writing this, there's so much that I just want to throw away. Comments and fears and concerns and worries that I don't think make a lot of sense without the context that follows in this book. And I'm scared to know how prolific it'll become. I'm scared to know how many pages I'll end up with. And for someone who writes a lot, you can usually tell with specifically ink how long it had been before each and every paragraph. Because the last one, or close to last one, is more recent, but not by much. Maybe a few weeks, maybe a month, but still a very long time ago. You can tell by the fading. You can tell by the way you could hear the exhaustion in every pen stroke, in every strike against the paper. I know it's mostly going to be my fault, but I put you guys through. But I'm hoping with me something changes. I'm hoping with me there's something worth changing. Maybe that's just me reading too many fairy tales. You know, those old epics I used to scrounge around and barter for favors and deals and debts. I wonder if the heroes of old ever had something like this. Knowing they're making an awful decision for everybody else. But knowing it has to. Something has to give. The only thing I can really think of that makes this feel better, but not by much. Maybe it's the way that the cycle works. I'm hoping one day things will be better enough that... And there's a long moment where he would have been able to tell that there was days, weeks, between the finish of the statement. He was always a very intuitive boy, emotionally aware to an over-emotional degree, as if you would put your wife's ability to read the room with your emotional capacity to make things bigger than they are. He was always capable of reading if people were upset and be able to sit with them and get them to be trusting of him, even without rank, even with. And there's a long point where wizard you are. Probably not more than a month goes between that last word, unfinished sentence, to the next, the finish of it. And the last words of the last paragraph of the apology is, forgive myself one day. I've never been kind to me as much as I've been kind to everyone else. And there's a line separated, a sort of joke. He always did have some sort of dark humor. You don't know where he got it from. And it's just this joke. You used to hear Layla and him give a different answer every time. Why did the chicken cross the road? There's no answer to it. Just a smile. And his signatures on the bottom. With a small note that just says, love you.
You guys ever want to commit suicide?
Yeah, it really does.
Oh yeah, no, it's about to get worse.
Mm-hmm.
Mumbling to himself as neither his wife nor daughter have returned, or he has not left to go meet them yet, he flips past the first page and snaps his fingers, summoning Ferdinand to hold the book for him. The gentlest hands that cannot be seen curl around the book, and he does read the first page. The one after the apology.
If there was ever a psychological equivalent to a non-lethal but wishing it was lethal gunshot, the emotional equivalent of, well, there is an emotional equivalent. Betrayal. The names you recognize, you engage with them a lot. Family names and races and things that you didn't know they ever did, but you know that it's blackmail, things that your son, with his quick wit and cleverness and ability to hear in a crowd. Names, places, people, reasons, treasons, if you will. Page after page after page. Some names repeat. Some repeat a lot. You're starting to understand why he kept quiet, much to your chagrin. As much blackmail as you can get on another person, they can get onto you.
He takes a moment, absorbing everything, and then goes back to the first page. The first name. Adara is right. I must wash my face. Ferdinand. Yes, Lord. I'm going to go see my daughter for a bit. And then takes the book. A magic spell I'm gonna make myself at this fucking point, because it should be a thing. It is! Minimize! He's going to cast Minimize on the book. And essentially tuck it safely into his coat pocket that he never fucking takes off. Go prepare yourself at that noble's house, if you will. Ensure they are present tomorrow. That they are... What is the word I can use properly here to you, my dear friend?
I feel like Ferdinand's just having
Thank
a
you.
moment of, no, god damn it, your revenge quests, or your dark knighting again. No.
No. I'm actually going to say what Ferdinand says. Ferdinand goes, something that will piss off your wife, sir. Yes, I imagine that would piss her off.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
Ferdinand's list of favorites and his own summoner is at the bottom of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm so sorry. By doing this without going over it with your wife, it is technically a very specific form of treason. Technically, thing. So
Is it
email
for
me,
real?
motherfucker. Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay, cool. Hey, guess what?
You might be the king, but she's superior.
She is, yeah. No, he's going to think for a moment and go, it would piss her off.
Among other things.
Ferdinand. Oh no.
No.
What was that?
Oh
Nothing,
no.
nothing, sir. Nothing, sir.
Hmm.
Yes, sire. After I have gone and seen my daughter, would you please set up the tea table for me and my wife? You hate me.
If only.
I adore you, friend.
You would send me after your wife while she's mourning, and then tell her to meet in an area that is for secrets? Okay. Ah.
Ferdinand has begun writing
am...
his own suicide note, just in case.
Don't worry, friend. I have the mana to summon you back. That's not...
No,
That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. No. No, it doesn't happen. Shut up. Lucius... His ears go back to the Titan position as he makes his way to go meet up with Layla.
You were told to wash your face, jackass.
That's right. I need to do that first.
He said he was going to Ferdinand twice, and then immediately forgot.
No, it's really good. It's the recurring, he gave his intense ADHD to his son.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a Lucius thing. Not my med's wearing off right now.
It doesn't.
I'm making a bit.
No.
Fuck you.
This
is my goddamn game. Let me have my bits.
Nah, this is not Bit City, bro.
I will say,
I am not.
as a little thing that is hopeful but in a bitter way. I think, despite the rage and betrayal and mourning of 2 weeks of having not gotten close to this area, the understanding that it was not just the depression that made Orlain go that far, but something external. Something he thought he could do right. He did express that a couple of times, a concern that he was the black sheep, which to 2 people who in their families are the black sheep doesn't make sense. In some capacity. But now it makes a little more sense. Things that he was concerned about, the questions out of the blue, the strange allusions to dark alleyways and meetings that shouldn't be happening. He thought he was just reading some horror novels again. Now it makes sense that you probably should have questioned it. But you didn't. And that's not really the point now. It's a little easier to reconcile that it wasn't either of your faults. And a little bit of you believes that with the apology at the beginning, there was some part of him that genuinely did, multiple times, wonder if it would have been easier just to give the book to you first. But he didn't. And with how thick the book is, you're pretty sure you can guess why. There's only so much royal protection can do. You wash your face, Lucius. You don't look in the mirror. You don't want to see the dark circles under your eyes, the streaks of the strands of whitish, silvery black, this mix and mottled loss of color that shouldn't be yours, but you're assuming that it's something to do with your genetics as a wizard. You're not sure. You don't care. You don't think about it. You assume it's just stress related. You wouldn't be surprised. And you clean up. You get into something comforting but familiar. And you go to have dinner with your daughter and your wife for the first time in 2.5 weeks. We all good to end there?
Oh no, I want to do something.
If we ignore the gun in mine and Yufi's mouth that we keep on rapidly passing back and forth while we're not talking, everything's great.
What does Yufi want to do to finalize this?
The door to the... He is late. Lucius is late. It's not shocking. He has always never been on time whenever it comes to dinner.
A
And this
wizard
time
is never on time. It continues.
Yeah. He is late again, and this time it is significantly... I imagine Adara and Layla are having a beat of like, oh, is he gonna fucking dip? Adara, I'm gonna kill him. Like that mentality. My assumption. Correct me if I'm wrong. And
I will, but I want you to finish.
the minute it kind of hits that cross, the mindset, the door opens, and he is... The best I can convey this, he looks oblong as he moves. Huh?
Oblong?
Oblong, yes. He looks wrong.
He's gotten taller.
He looks too tall.
Girl, go on.
And it is, dude. And he comes to the table, sits down, and immediately shrinks back to his average height as he looks at both of them and goes, all right, I'm gonna be honest with you both. I tried to steal pie from the... I tried to do something very sweet. I tried to steal pie from the kitchen. I forgot I was the king for a moment. They caught me immediately and just tried to hand it to me, and I lost it. I lost the pie on the way.
Dad, just was disappointed daughter tone.
I don't know where it is.
What happened instead was like a good moment of the two of them sitting there. I think there's like a small talk of like checking in that both Layla and Adara have been doing with each other every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And specifically, usually how tables are is that they'd be in the official room. It's the longest table in the world. And Adara and Lucius should be at the end of each table. But the way that Adara has the table set is that Layla is to her right, and there's like a seating for Lucius to her left. And she's still at the head of the table. And the two of them are talking, and I think at this point, like, Adara very gently has a hand on Layla's arm, petting it nervously. They're mutually coping.
Uh-huh.
And so it's just this, and then it's immediately like sigh of relief. And she's so tired. She's so tired.
But in a good way, I assume. A little bit like the old days before all this. And Layla's only response is, can I say something a little mean?
If you didn't, I'd be concerned for your well-being.
Well, I'm not usually the mean one, but are you done sulking? Sorry.
No, that's fun.
If it's funny. Yes, I am very much done sulking.
Good, because I've been making excuses for the what did he name her? She does the like multilingual grist of like what's the fucking hand gesture?
Hey,
Mhm.
Mhm.
Orlain. Hey, DM, would I know? Lucius knows the fucking tiger's name, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's Kiba.
Immediately just goes, Kiva?
Yeah,
tiger?
yeah, the tiger you said you didn't want to look after because it's Orlain's.
Mhm.
And then it was mostly yours. Um,
Yes.
she's been
Well,
trying to get into your and mom's room desperately. I think she's your emotional support tiger now, and that's just how it is. But she doesn't know where you're at because you.
The noise that comes out of Adara's throat is just she's so tired.
Yeah, mom, with a slight smile
No,
that hasn't been there for a
no,
second.
no.
But consider the tiger. Also,
Okay.
Also, my birds. I'm going to sentence Dad to the birds. I think that's fair.
No, they'll. Well, okay, they'll poop on him. That's okay.
they'll poop on me. Adora!
And it's
No, Lucius, do you know anything about birds?
No! Well,
he,
I
You know.
know we
Dad.
have a lot of them.
Dad does not listen to any of my info dumps, but it's okay. I love him anyway.
Birds,
You
they're
see, you say
cloacas. They
that.
don't have a sphincter like we do, so they can't control.
Why are you... Adora! Adora, you know I'm going to remember all of this against my will, as I was about to bring up to our daughter. I do remember all of the things. I just have to think back on them. Because otherwise,
Yes,
they're
and
permanently in my brain.
well, I want it to be permanently in your brain. Our daughter's bird autism
Cloacas?
is vital.
And it's
You
the
want cloacas to be permanently in my brain. Okay.
Where do the eggs we eat come from? I'll give you 3 guesses.
It better not be
I will
cloaca.
say, I, I, I will say, as they're going back and forth, and Layla's never been very upfront, even in close quarters. So hearing her laugh openly again after more than a couple of weeks, it's a little refreshing.
It brings a genuine smile to Lucius's face. And he looks at Adara, reaching over and patting Layla. Adara,
Mm.
are you doing much after this dinner? Are you directly heading to bed?
She knows that some bullshit is afoot. And I was just thinking, does the tongue in her cheek thing, and goes, "Come eat dinner."
Come eat?
Yes.
All right. He sits down and he begins to eat with them.
It's as a solemn, cute thing. Though the following conversations are anger-inducing for both parents, agonizing on multiple ends. This dinner doesn't get corrupted by it. Doesn't let the lingering affectations of what has happened recently get close to it for just a second. For a few moments, Layla once again harasses her beloved father with just some random bird facts, just to see how if he recoils like he's been shot.
It's worse. It's like I can say it, but it's gonna be horrible.
Mhm.
It's like taking a big gulp of one of those applesauce pouches and then realizing afterwards it was full of ants.
He's going through it.
He's just going. "Ah!"
Getting flashbanged with bird facts. Because unfortunately, Layla is so much Adara's daughter in the funniest way. Curses you with something. Anyway, the dinner. Hey!
Hey! What? We just moving past that, bud?
Yeah.
We're just
Anyway, Mom.
we trucking on. No, you get back here.
And it's a little like old times. So, I think some part of each of them misses these witty, sassy remarks of the Crown Prince, their family member. But they don't think about that too long. They could think about it forever after. Right now, it's just making Lucius realize he's missed 2.5 weeks of mutual mourning and being harassed for it. All good?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah, we're gonna take you out in the front lawn and beat the shit out of you.
I'm going
but
to
that's gonna be
stop the
there.
recording now.